Right then, Demon locked his eyes on Ning, pointing straight at him like he was calling him out in front of everyone. Meanwhile, stuff was already popping off on the other side. On the side, Ning stands locked in, energy just pouring off him while he fixes a serious stare on the demon. Out of nowhere, Ning charges straight in and blasts the demon right in the face with a solid kick. He touched down smoothly, not loving how everyone kept calling him a human ant. Now he just laid there on the ground, kinda spaced out. The demon stared in disbelief. No way a regular guy should be this powerful. Steps up to him like it's nothing, staying cool the whole time. Right then, a system alert pops up in front of him, letting him know that he just caught the demon Kaihan off guard. For now, his power gets a massive boost, 20 times stronger. Another demon steps up, clearly on edge, and wants to know why, if Ning's so much stronger, he isn't getting crushed by the heavy vibe in this place. Ning doesn't hesitate to answer. He couldn't pretend it didn't get to him. Right after he says it, he just drops down from hitting the ground with so much power that the floor cracks open under him, leaving a massive dent. He keeps it chill, barely reacting. He was already used to it by now. As he started walking over to them, Demon caught what he said. He starts freaking out. Seriously, who could ever get used to this? Both demons are totally on edge. Everyone's eyes stayed glued to Ning, not backing down for a second. Ning looked right back, his face totally unreadable. He already knew this dude had to go. Demon didn't waste a second, he shot straight at him, ready to throw down with some serious heat. Demon runs up right next to him, ready for whatever's about to go down. Both of them had their spears locked right on Ning. He just stood there, chill, watching every move they made. Then when the timing was just right, he grabs his sword and tells the system what to do. As soon as he calls for sword, his blade lights up, almost like it's powering up for real. He lifts his sword and stops both spears coming at him. When the sword connects with the spears, the whole place lights up with a huge blast of energy from the hit. The demons clenched their jaws, their minds racing. None of them could figure out how this guy was pulling off moves like that. Ming started talking. Started zoning out in the middle of the fight. He wondered if this was just how demons threw down. Annoyance started building up inside him. He yells out, not really sure what's going on. He starts going harder, putting everything he's got into his hits. But right then, Ning does something unexpected. He suddenly disappears right in front of everyone and pops up behind Kai Han, ready to attack. The demon catches on quick and instantly powers up, energy blasting out. Ning senses the demonic energy and instantly pulls back. Just laughs to himself, almost like he's got some inside joke. He looks at the guy like he's clueless, thinking this dude really has no idea how wild and scary demonic energy can get. It's on a whole different level. Whipped around to face and told him to drop the demon curse technique. As soon as he heard that, went all in and let the power loose. A demon curse just got unleashed. Two demons let out a wild roar, and then this insane blast of dark energy shoots straight at Ning. They're basically going all in, like they want him gone for good. Suddenly, these creepy demon hands popped out from both sides, going straight for Ning. Before he could react, they locked onto him, squeezing tight. Demons circled around him, one looking at him with a nasty grin. That evil energy started building up, like he was about to get erased for good, no trace left behind. Ning just stands still, not making a move, just watching how things play out. He's chill, almost like he's got the whole thing figured out already. The other two, they completely fell for a basic trick, chasing an afterimage like it was the real deal. Once they catch on to what happened, it's honestly kind of embarrassing for them. The demons totally lose it. They go full beast mode, showing off what they really look like. This thing was huge and straight up scary, with dark energy just pouring out everywhere. The monsters were pissed, basically saying the kid pushed them so hard they had to show their real selves. Earlier, something weird had been holding them back, but now that was gone. He used to have the upper hand, but now they were ready to totally wreck him. Ning checks them out, totally chill. This demon form he's seeing kind of reminds him of the Great Tao form. Both seem to level up strength on the spot. He keeps his cool and talks to the system in his head, telling it to use the pressure nullification card. The system booted up with no problems. Golden energy suddenly bursts out from Ning, lighting up the whole place. When Kai Han sees it, he's instantly locked in, realizing something big is about to go down. Can't believe it, this guy isn't phased at all, even though everyone's throwing serious demonic energy his way. His power level is wild, like way above what anyone expected. Starts wondering what kind of system or level this dude's actually on. A system pop-up showed up, letting him know he just took down, and right after that he scored a demon-slaying ultimate card in the demon-slaying Wind Gale. Ning pulled up on the spot. He locks in his commands, fires up the demon-slaying ultimate card, and things start popping off. Suddenly, energy blasted out of his body and rushed straight at the demons. Both demons start freaking out and instantly throw up their demonic shields, hoping that'll save them. But Ning's energy just rolls in, covering everything and pushing right through their defenses like it's nothing. The shields didn't stand a chance. They started cracking all over, and one of the demons totally lost it. Right then, the shields just break apart, falling to bits. Ning just points at them, locking his finger right on target. In that instant, he sends his energy straight at them, like he's not even breaking a sweat. The attack goes right through their chests, tearing huge holes in their giant bodies. The demons let out loud screams, clearly in pain. They disappeared in a split second, but honestly the two demons just dipped. He breaks apart into drops of blood, trying to escape as fast as he can. He's freaking out, wondering how this dude even has a demon-slaying move. He bolts straight for a rift opening up in the sky, but things aren't looking good. Ning just pops up right in front of one of them like he was waiting for this moment. He's not about to let anyone slip away that easy. He's already got things under control. He locks down the demon without breaking a sweat, his aura doing all the work. He starts wondering about this demon tower everyone keeps bringing up. The demon, though, just glares, totally refusing to spill anything about the tower. In his head, he swears he's not letting that secret out no matter what. Ning kept his head down, thinking if he just stayed quiet, he'd be safe. He told himself to chill for now and wait for the right moment to hit up the demon god. He's not getting any answers, so he just decides to handle it himself. He starts pressing the demon hard with his aura. The demon's about to break. Breaks down, but Ning just keeps going and acts like he's not even there. In the end, Ning wipes him out without a second thought. After that, Ning pulls out the Buddha demon tower and checks it out. He can't help but wonder what this thing actually is, just staring at it, trying to figure it out. He leans in, checking things out. He wonders if he can slip in using his divine consciousness. Out of nowhere, some kind of system for consciousness pops up. A warning pops up out of nowhere, telling him not to go in alone since he's way too weak right now. It even suggests he should bring his 2 wives along. Ning just lifts an eyebrow at that, not really sure what to make of it. He started thinking, kind of thrown off, wondering why the system was acting like he suddenly had 2 wives. According to the system, Luo was listed as the first wife, and Queen Mother of the West was down as the second. He couldn't help but just sit there, trying to process what was even going on. He stayed focused, ready to handle the weird demonic energy. He kicked off the demon-slaying windstorm, and this gold light started spinning around him, looking pretty intense. A huge gust whipped up, blasting through and wiping out all the black mist around him. Sister and her crew watched as the mist just straight up vanished. Everyone started freaking out, not sure what just happened. They couldn't figure out why the black mist was suddenly gone. Sister catches a glimpse of Ning walking away, getting smaller with every step. She starts thinking if this has something to do with that person, and her mind starts racing with questions. Nudges her, pointing out that the black mist has cleared up. He's ready to dip and wants her to move fast. Up on a mountain, Ning's clone is just sitting there, zoned out and meditating. Palace Lord pulls up and wants to know how long this is gonna drag on. The clone doesn't really react, just says the wind's almost here. It's definitely worried. The Palace Lord just looked over and asked the ancestor what was going on, but before anyone could answer, this wild, intense wind kicked up out of nowhere, like a storm was about to drop right in the middle of everything. The ground started rumbling as this insane wind blasted through. Palace Lord couldn't believe how strong it was. He had to take a second to process it all. While Ning has him distracted, he quietly tags out with his clone. He gets up from where he was. He lets everyone know the demon vibes are out just like that. Palace froze, totally caught off guard by what just went down. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. His mind just blanked for a second. Ning stays chill, not letting anything get to him. Whatever was going on with that weird wind, he knew it wouldn't last long. Meanwhile, and her crew didn't waste any time. They took off straight toward where the wind was picking up. She spots where everything's going down. As soon as she gets there, Palace Lord calls out, recognizing her right away. When she finally steps up, Palace Lord's already waiting. He could tell his dad was stressing, probably worried sick, but now he was finally back, safe and sound. He told his father that a wild gust of wind came out of nowhere, cleared out all the creepy energy, and gave him the shot he needed to get away. Palace Lord turned to Ning and pointed at him, signaling for him to come over. He wanted to introduce someone important, the person who helped Ning get out of that nightmare place. Stared at Ning, trying to figure out if he'd seen her somewhere before. Before Ning could even answer, her dad jumped in, shutting it down fast. Ning just sat there, thinking how his instincts were next level scary. Palace Lord definitely didn't miss a thing. He mentions the ancestor of the heavenly demonic sect, which catches him off guard since he's been in the northern continent the whole time. He wonders how he could have ever met someone like that. He tries to confirm with his dad if this guy is really the ancestor. Suddenly, the system pops up with a notification. Out of nowhere, he showed up and caught everyone off guard. The disciples from the Great Compassion Palace couldn't believe what they were seeing. Right after, he gets a boost 5000 more spiritual energy points and some extra faith energy too. The disciples all crowd around Ning, hyped up and trying to get his attention. Turns out he's actually the legendary ancestor of the heavenly demonic sect, and people can't stop talking about how good he looks. Plus, he's got that emperor level power, which makes him stand out even more. Another alert popped up. Faith energy shot up to about 8,000 or maybe even 10,000. Palace Lord strolled over, curious about what the ancestor thought about this girl. Ning didn't hold back. To him, she was hands down the most beautiful girl in the whole northern continent, no question. His face turns bright red. He can't believe what his dad just said and his mind is racing. Shoots her a quick look, totally unfazed. He just lets her know he's not into it, nothing more. Seeing that, Palace Lord steps back right away, not trying to push it. Ning gets asked straight up. Somebody wants to know if yelling out that the ancestor is the real deal and basically a legend actually gives you insane buffs. People are curious if that rumor is for real. Ning just tells him to go ahead and give it a shot. He can't help himself. He just starts cheering, pumped up about the ancestor and how epic they are, calling them the eternal god without holding back. Her spiritual energy suddenly goes off the charts. She couldn't hide her excitement. Her face turned red as she realized she actually did it. She just leveled up for real, and now she wanted everyone to see it was legit. The rest of the crew jumps in, hyping up Ancestor and calling him a legend. They start hyping him up, saying he's basically a god who never fades. Steps up trying to chill everyone out, but before anyone can settle, another notification pops up. Out of nowhere, his faith energy shot up fast, 1 point then another, then a couple more. The bar hit 10,000 out of 10,000 maxed out, suddenly in. A massive blast of spiritual energy hit Ning out of nowhere. Everyone in the Great Compassion Palace just stared, totally stunned. He leveled up right there, 10000 spiritual energy dropped as a reward. Now he's sitting at 7 stars, breakthrough unlocked. Ning hit the mortal emperor realm, and as the power kicked in, he couldn't help but smile. This whole trip was totally worth it. He scored some serious loot and leveled up big time. He glanced over at Palace Lord. Since the whole mess was finally sorted out, he was ready to dip. Seemed a little surprised he was bouncing this fast. Out of nowhere, someone called out from behind, telling him to wait. Great-grandfather showed up and told the ancestor to hang on a bit longer. When Ning noticed him, he wanted to know what was up. He wondered how Ancestor's huge field of spiritual herbs was holding up these days. Great-grandfather pulled out a ring and handed it to Ning. He let him know that Yao had already set everything up, and whatever Ning needed was right there in that ring. This was his way of passing it on to the patriarch. Ning takes the ring from his great-grandfather, nodding as they part ways. In his head, he's hyped. He finally scored 100,000 acres of medicinal land. He can't wait to get back and start planting, already planning out his next moves. The Grand Elder started walking away, and as he left, great-grandfather watched him go. He couldn't help but think about how the legendary patriarch really lived up to his reputation. Even though it had messed up with him before, the guy never held a grudge or snapped at anyone. Standing right next to him was thinking the same thing. He knew the patriarch just fixed a massive issue without making a big deal about it. Things were getting a bit weird for the TMBD palace. Right beside him, just had to say something. She thought it'd be awesome if someone as cool as the patriarch joined their crew. She turned to senior sister, basically asking her what she thought. Just smiled, almost joking that if her future husband was even half as solid as the patriarch, she'd be happy. Not long after, Ning and the Grand Elder showed up at the Heavenly Demonic Sect. Down below, a few disciples were out working on some farmland. The second they noticed Ning, one of them got hyped and called out to the others. Word spread fast, everyone realized the patriarch had just pulled up. Ning definitely had their attention. He drops down from the sky and checks out the scene, eyeing the Grand Elder. He's looking at what's supposed to be the legendary Heavenly Demonic Sect's herb garden. One of the disciples nearby tells him this sect isn't really about growing herbs, so they've only got a couple of small patches up on this mountain. After hearing that, Ning puts his hand on his chest, taking it all in. His forehead creased and he was clearly annoyed, wondering out loud where he was supposed to set up his 100,000 acres of medicinal fields. All the disciples just stopped in their tracks, not moving a muscle. One of them couldn't help it and blurted out, totally surprised about the 100,000 acres. One of the other disciples stepped up and let the patriarch know they were kinda short on land around here. Then, someone else noticed a mountain close by and pointed it out. Someone throws out the idea of just blasting the whole mountain. That freaks out one of the disciples. He's stressing hard. The patriarch can't just blow everything up. That would be way too loud and rocks would go flying everywhere. There's no way everyone would walk away okay. Here's people worrying about the rocks falling, but he just stays chill. He doesn't stress, just says it's nothing big and he's got it handled. He tightens his fist, pulling in energy until his hand starts to buzz. Once the power kicks in, Ning launches it. He throws a solid punch right at the mountain. As soon as his fist connects, the whole thing just explodes, rocks breaking everywhere and the mountain starts falling apart. Right away, Ning locks in and turns on the Void Tao. All the shattered pieces start getting dragged straight into the void. The broken pieces disappear fast while the weird noise fades out. The disciples just freeze, eyes wide, not believing what they're seeing. Everyone's heads are spinning. 1 second the mountain's there, the next it's just gone. Right then something else starts to happen. A system alert pops up. Turns out Ning just blew everyone's mind by literally splitting a mountain in two. As a reward, he scores a new innate skill plus a massive chunk of super fertile land, like 10,000 acres. This land isn't ordinary either. Once he activates it, any spiritual herb planted there grows way faster and gets some crazy upgrades. Ning's just thinking to himself, another innate skill added to the list. That's pretty solid. Then he moves on. He tells the system what to do. Right away, the ring from lights up super bright. The system pops up with a new message showing that the 10,000 acre skill just kicked in. It worked, no problem. Out of nowhere, a bunch of spiritual herb seedlings started spilling out of the ring, showing up one after another. The roots shoot down into the ground super fast. All the disciples just watched, taking it all in. He couldn't believe how fast it happened. The whole 1,000-acre field was already done. At this point, even hyping up the ancestor was starting to get old. Mingti checks out the fresh rows of plants he just put in, knowing all he can do now is chill and wait for the herbs to grow. Right then, something else catches his attention. Luo showed up with the Queen Mother. Luo glanced over and wanted to know if everything worked out in Divine Fall Land. Ning turned around to face them. He walks up to Witching, hugs her tight and looks at her, wondering if she'd been worried about him. The Queen Mother stands off to the side, clearly annoyed. She doesn't get why anyone's stressing out right now, especially since he didn't even check in with them first after coming back. Classic move. Pulls off this awkward smile, kind of like he's trying to play it cool but isn't sure how. He's thinking about how he basically just sprinted back here to sort out these massive herb fields. Seriously, 100,000 acres is no joke. Meanwhile, is just watching him, probably trying to figure out what's really going on. His eyes went wide. 100,000 acres was insane. Where did all that land even come from? Ming just grinned and tapped his chest, looking pretty proud of himself. No doubt that was a present straight from the Great Sorrow Palace. Out of nowhere, he remembered. He remembers there's something he needs to bring up. It's actually a big deal. Witching doesn't waste any time and jumps in, wanting to know what's up. Ming grabs his friends and moves them in tight, letting them know they'll sort things out once they're inside. After a bit, all three of them head in together. She heads over to her room and takes a seat. Witching grabs a spot on the bed while the Queen Mother just stretches out next to her. The Queen Mother looks over, clearly waiting to hear what the Patriarch has on his mind. Ning doesn't waste any time and answers right away. His wife, the Queen, and his mom all lock down the whole room with their spiritual energy. They nodded and got to work. A barrier pops up around the room. After that, Ning starts talking about something. He pulls out something from the Buddha Tower, ready to show everyone what a real treasure looks like. As soon as he reveals it, everything changes. Out of nowhere, a huge blast of demonic energy explodes outward. Freezes for a second, caught off guard by how insanely strong this thing feels. Ning just reacts, not missing a beat. Yeah, that's it, the Buddha Demon Tower, the legendary relic the demons lost. He knew this thing was way too strong. There was no way he could handle it solo, so he needed both of them to go in with him. Queen Mother checks out Witching, then signals for him to head into the town. He nodded, ready to move out. He took a breath, pulled himself together, and walked right in. As soon as they step inside, thick black smoke fills the air and instantly hits them. Everything goes dark and breathing gets tough real quick. The whole place feels sketchy and they can barely make out what's ahead. Mist hangs all around them. The Queen Mother notices it and says something. Everyone could tell this was straight-up demon stuff. Just being near it gave off some wild energy that made Ning uneasy. He looks over at Witching, wanting to check in on her. Witching is holding it together, but he can tell she's putting in serious effort. The demonic pressure around them is wild, and she's using her own power just to keep him safe. Black mist started rolling in, getting closer. Ning points it out, yeah, those weird noises are straight up demonic. Queen Mother just rolls her eyes, not bothered by the creepy noises at all. She casually pulls out a flute like it's no big deal. She starts playing, and her music just cuts through the silence. All the demonic sounds just stopped right away. They keep moving forward, and out of nowhere, more mist starts rolling in. Ning moves up to step in and lend a hand. Reaches out and takes his hand, letting him know he doesn't have to step in. He's got this handled solo. Meanwhile, Queen Mother just gives a smug grin, clearly amused. Everyone's watching as she just gets right back to playing, totally focused. Right then, the whole mist just breaks apart and disappears. Ning watched, thinking it made sense that someone with 9 tribulations would be on another level. Her music skills were seriously next level. No wonder they called her Queen Mother. Everyone kept looking his way. Was the ancestor curious or something? Maybe he should pull up to Yaoi Holy Land one day, he'd even get a private show. Shoots them a hard stare. Ning tries to play it off, coughing a couple times like chill, jokes don't go that far. Then Queen Mother walks in. He leaned in, not messing around at all. Witching's vibe totally switched, no more playing around. Something out there was getting closer. All around them, this huge surge of creepy demonic energy just rolls in, closing them in tight. Witching let him know straight up, this was a demonic grudge. Ning heard that and started wondering what that even meant. Queen Mother breaks it down. This thing is what happens when a demon's anger mixes with some serious dark energy. If it's showing up now, that pretty much means there are real demons trapped on the first floor of the Buddha Demon Tower. A demon stepped out from the shadows, laughing to himself. He spotted some humans and instantly knew his night just got interesting. Dinner was basically served. He yells out, showing off that 1-star quasi-emperor level demonic grudge. The demon just stared, grinning with drool dripping down. He could tell she figured out how strong he was, and now he was probably thinking she'd be something wild to eat. Ning locked eyes with him and called him out, making sure everyone was watching. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. As far as he was concerned, his wife was off limits, nobody else even got close. He wasn't having any of this nonsense, only he got to be with her. The demon lifted its hand, ready to strike. It looked down at the human like he was nothing. Someone was about to get wrecked, but who was it gonna be? Snaps were way too loud for her. He calls up this glowing chain that wraps around the demon right away, locking it down before it can even react. The demon totally lost it, yelling out, "Turns out you're actually a 9 tribulation great emperor too." The queen mother just let out a tired sigh. Everyone wondered why anyone would mess with him, especially since the girl next to him was all about her skin routine, just stared with that icy look. Nobody really knows what's hiding inside the Buddha demon tower. The demon's totally rattled, barely holding it together. He tries to explain himself, saying he's just built from resentment and only popped out to grab something to eat. He mentions there's another demon locked up on the first level, and honestly that's all he's got. Ning listens, not letting anything slide. Nobody really knew how many floors this tower had, but one thing was clear. There was a demon locked up inside. The idea of a demon being sealed somewhere in there just made everything way more intense. He started sweating, not really sure what to say or do. Witching steps up, things get tense, everyone's on edge. The demon let out a wild scream, like it totally lost it for a second. Then, almost out of nowhere, it started to offer to take him somewhere, but didn't even finish the sentence. He leads them over to a secret door, dropping the real bomb. He reveals who the actual demon is. He was stuck there with no clue how to get out. All he wanted was to be free. He realized this thing just pulls an aura, so honestly, what's the point of having it? She takes out the demon right away, not even breaking a sweat. The three of them stood in front of the sealed door, checking it out. Queen Mother looked at the squad, basically wondering how they were supposed to get past this thing. Wu Qing steps up, ready to give it a shot. Ning throws out a quick heads up, making sure she knows this tower could be hiding all kinds of weird stuff. The Queen Mother just grins, messing around, and jokes that if anything goes down, she might just swipe Ning and turn him into her own personal farm boy. Wu Qing just shrugged it off, totally calm. He acted like there was nothing to stress about, basically saying that situation was never gonna happen. She pulls aura into her hand and pushes it right onto the door. Energy suddenly goes wild, yanking the base hard. Queen Mother gives Ning a heads up. Everyone stayed alert, ready to move the second she got pulled in. Ning nodded, already set. Wu Qing didn't waste a second either. He was surprised by how tough it was to push through. She suddenly lets out this loud roar that catches everyone off guard. He just stands there, barely able to process what's happening. She's basically demanding he just let her through like she owns the place. Witching goes all out, dropping a massive wave of aura energy with everything she's got. But even with her power maxed, the demon door just sits there, completely unfazed. She freezes, totally caught off guard, then out of nowhere, demon energy just explodes. Black mist bursts out from the door and rushes right at her. Louis moves without thinking, locked in on what's happening. The witch pulled back and headed over to Ning. When she got to him, Ning checked in on her. She was clearly annoyed, nothing she did worked. Even with all the strength of a 9 tribulations great emperor, the barrier didn't even budge. Ning just let it be. He let out a deep breath and decided to drop it for now. At least they finally realized that this Buddha demon tower was hiding something wild. Then he turned to. Was up to her usual witch things with the Queen Mother. They decided it was time to head out, and the Queen Mother just nodded, ready to roll. The three of them make their way out of the Buddha demon tower together, even after stepping outside. The demon door stayed shut but kept giving off a soft glow, with dark energy slipping out nonstop. This was all happening right outside the tower. The three of them hang back, trying to figure out what to do next. Ning points out that since the barrier isn't opening anytime soon, they'll have to look for where this Buddha demon tower came from, somewhere outside. The only problem is the tower disappeared in the realm, but that place has always been run by humans and there's zero sign of any demon clan. It's basically a dead end. Ning pauses, lost in thought, trying to come up with a plan. Right then, the Queen Mother spoke up, hinting that she might have a solution. Ning heard her and immediately turned to see what she was talking about. She thinks for a second, then just moves in, closing the gap between them. He touched his cheek, feeling a jolt of excitement. She told him to hang tight for some good news, then he'd owe her one. Ning wasn't ready for that. He blinked, totally confused. Without even thinking, his hand started to reach for her waist, but right then, the Queen Mother showed up. She turns around and heads off. Ning just stands there watching her leave, his brows all scrunched up. He's got no clue what she's up to. Witching shoots him a sharp look, clearly thinking the same thing. Neither of them really gets what just happened, and Ning's left wondering what he was even doing in the first place. He just did it with his hands, no second guessing. Ning wraps his arms around her, catching her off guard. With the whole sect business finally sorted, he's clearly ready to focus on his own plans. His eyes go wide, she can't believe he's being this bold, then she just rolls her eyes, totally unimpressed by how shameless he's acting. Ning shoved her onto the bed and moved in close, but right then someone outside yelled out, greeting the Empress. The whole vibe in the room switched up instantly. Witching picked up the call. They needed help. Something was up with the field the Patriarch planted. They wanted the Patriarch to come check it out. Witching just glanced over, taking it all in. Ning shoots a quick look over. Someone's trying to get his attention, so he knows it's time to dip. He lets out a sigh, a little annoyed, but he's not about to ignore it. With a shrug, he jumps right into whatever's next. He flashes a playful grin, letting her know her husband's on his way back soon. He tells her to hang tight, then leans in, going for a kiss. The sealed flame lion king that Ning brought back is going wild, roaring so loud it's shaking the whole place. The noise has everyone freaking out, and one of the disciples rushes over with Ning, looking totally on edge. The herb field field that he planted was growing way faster than anyone expected. But then, another disciple pointed out that the spiritual beast he brought back was wild. Nobody could really handle it. As Ning walked up, things started to get tense. Ning stepped out into the field and suddenly a system message popped up. All the spiritual herbs were fully grown now. His special skill kicked in, covering the whole 10,000 acres of rich farmland. Every herb got a random power-up, and it actually worked. Seeing this, Ning couldn't help but grin, so that's how it went down. The Flame Lion King just keeps letting out these loud roars, and you can feel the heat coming off him like standing in front of a blast furnace. Then something wild happens. Out of nowhere, it bolts straight into the herb field and just starts eating everything up. One of the disciples nearby catches what's happening. Everyone started yelling, their spiritual herbs just got wrecked. Ning didn't waste any time, he stepped up ready to handle it. He wanted to check things out himself before anyone did anything else. He remembered the system mentioning that mature herbs could do something special. Figured he might as well try them out on this clueless lion and see what actually happens. As soon as the lion spots Ning, it lets out another roar. But right after that, it chills out, drops its head, and just sits down in front of him like it's totally calm now. Out of nowhere, its stomach starts to puff up, looking like it's about to pop. The lion totally freaks out. One of the disciples notices right away. Suddenly, the patriarch yelled out, totally caught off guard by what was going on. No heads up, it just happened out of nowhere. The lion lets out a sneaky fart, dumping all that built-up gas in one go. Everything goes quiet for a second. Then the smell finally hits the disciples. He caught a whiff of something nasty and instantly regretted it. That fart was straight-up toxic, and he could feel his spiritual energy start lagging. He had to pinch his nose just to survive. Ning checked in with the system, wondering what just happened. The system let him know that after the beast ate those spiritual herbs, it picked up a wild new move. Now it can pull off a righteous toxic fart that drops poison in the air and messes with an enemy's spiritual energy, making them slower. But the herbs didn't just do that, they also helped the beast get way better at soaking up spiritual energy. Nobody needed to panic. He had some herbs that could cancel out the lion's nasty fart. He told everyone to get in line so he could pass them out. Everyone started crowding around him, all wanting a piece of what he had. They were hyped, calling him a legend and trying to get in line. The scene got wild real fast. The Alliance found themselves deep in a secret chamber. The Alliance stayed close, watching each other's backs. The leader sat across from Taoist, checking out how much better looked now. With almost back to full strength, the leader figured it was time to get things moving and push forward with their plan. He slammed his hand down on the table, totally fired up. No way was he letting go of what happened. He couldn't forgive the person who hurt him. The Alliance leader squinted, clearly thinking hard. He decided it was time to send someone over to Yaoi and bust out that secret summoning move. Yeah, the one nobody's supposed to use. Cracked a little grin, pretty confident. With Yaoi out of the way, everything else was gonna be a breeze. He knew this method worked almost every time, like over 90%. That sneaky grin on his face said he was pretty confident. You could see it on the Alliance leader's face. He knew what was coming. The legendary ancestor from the heavenly demonic sect was about to go all out, and things were about to get wild. Back at the herb field, Ming wraps up giving out the herbs. Out of nowhere, the saint darts straight at him. Ning watched as Saint 11 ran straight over and basically jumped into his arms. Ning just raised an eyebrow, kind of impressed. Turns out Saint 11 was really plugged, and he even knew that Ning grew some legendary immortal herbs. She just started crying on the spot. The head of the family needed to do something because things that were going sideways fast. The whole place known as the Holy Land was getting wrecked. In the middle of this regular-looking pond, there's a coffin just sitting there, all chained up. The Queen Mother is standing right in front of it, giving off a serious vibe. He knew the guy wasn't gone. There's no way a wooden coffin with a lock would actually take him out. Everything goes quiet. She gives a small, almost hidden smile. He didn't really care about the demon clan's treasure or the Buddha demon tower. When she brings up the tower, the demon stuck inside totally loses it, making the whole pond shake like crazy. No one really gets how that even happens. Most people haven't heard of the Buddha demon tower. While the demon stared him down, making this weird growling noise, the Queen Mother just stood there, lost in her thoughts. Just like he thought that tower was something else. She looked at it kind of confused and wanted to know what the Buddha demon tower even was. The demon just rolled his eyes, not taking her seriously at all. She just shrugs, not giving anything away. He stays chill since he's curious about it too. He figures it might be his way out. The demon just starts laughing, almost like he's impressed. He knows this guy's sharp. The Buddha Demon Tower's got 12 levels, and it's built to keep the demon clan's most savage, blood-hungry demons locked away. Demons out here don't just go after humans, they even turn on each other. If that seal ever snaps, it's not just in trouble, the whole realm's basically doomed. Queen Mother froze up. That demon looked straight up scary, like he was ready to go wild. If the tower really belonged to him, he should just toss it. But she stayed totally chill, telling him not to stress about it and to just hang tight. He'd get dealt with soon enough. Out of nowhere, she hears someone behind her. Someone laughs and then lets her know she's not the one calling the shots here. A new figure steps into the scene. He pops up out of nowhere using and catches her off guard, then he turns his attention to the cop. Emperor showed up ready to help out. He powered up, his hand turning into this intense bloody fist, totally locked in on what he had to do next. He slams his hand down on the coffin, making the whole thing shake. The demon trapped inside lets out a deep growl, sounding pretty ticked off. If you've ever seen someone summon a demon, you know things are about to get wild. The noise echoes through the room loud like thunder. The coffin breaks apart. The Queen Mother freezes, totally caught off guard. He realized things just got real. There was a demon on the scene. He stands up, letting out this loud, wild laugh. After being stuck for what feels like forever, the real demon is finally out, moves in, ready for whatever's next. The demon just saved him, and now he says he's in charge. The demon gives a smug look like he knows he's got all the power. He's waiting to see what the guy will do next. He told them to enjoy their sacred place and made it clear this woman needed to be taken out. The demon just answered, saying taking her out wouldn't be hard, but he's got to heal up first. Shinza froze up, not sure what to think. Then, out of nowhere, things shifted. The demon just shoves his hand right through his stomach and lifts him up like he weighs nothing. He's not even hiding it, he's using to fix himself up. He just starts gulping down right then and there. The Queen Mother just froze, the real demon's loose, the seal's busted, she doesn't even know what to do. She throws everything she's got into the fight, but in the end, she just can't keep going and drops to the ground. The demon towers above her and she can't believe what she's seeing. She stood there looking strong and confident, but he wasn't fazed at all. He knew what he was, something way darker, a real demon. Nothing she could do would take him out. Even the Queen Mother couldn't help but freeze up. She dragged herself back up, not caring what it took. In her mind, there was no way she'd let Yaoi go, even if it meant risking everything against the demon. He lifts up his trident, ready to go all in and give himself up. He chucks it hard, but a golden shield pops up and blocks it. He shows up out of nowhere and steps in, stopping the hit before it lands. He got knocked backward and the demon just froze for a second, totally caught off guard. He couldn't believe anyone just stopped his move. And Ning moved up together, sticking close to the Flame Lion King. Without wasting any time, broke off and headed straight for the Queen Mother. The Queen Mother checked in, making sure Ning was good. She told him straight up that the guy they were dealing with was a true demon with a name, basically not someone you want to mess with. Ning wanted to know what that even meant, so the Queen Mother repeated herself, making it clear this wasn't just some random dude. In the demon clan, getting a name is a big deal, only the strong ones earn it. Those demons are no joke, seriously dangerous. A witch speaks up, since he's got the title of true demon, this is where his story ends. She grabs her sword and rushes forward, golden light flaring all around her. The demon started freaking out. He'd barely handled trouble with one woman, and now out of nowhere another empress showed up. Witching goes up against him and the Queen Mother lets Ning know she's already put up a barrier to shut down his demon energy. If they just wait it out and his power fades, grabbing him will be way easier. Ning gets it and just nods, locked in on the plan. Demon energy's the key here. He's totally wiped out right now. He looks over at the lion, ready to tag him in. The sealed Flame Lion King steps up, owning the moment. The lion lets out a proud roar and Ning watches, knowing things are about to get wild. Saw what was about to go down and warned to cover her nose. He was about to let one rip right at the guy. The demon just stops, kind of stunned. He's trying to figure out what's going on and what these guys are up to. Ning's name pops into his head. Gave the signal to get moving. The Flame Lion King looked awkward, starting to sweat a little. Without warning, it spun around, stuck its back end out, and let loose a fart so wild, actual fire shot out. The demon catches a whiff of the Lion King's fart while he's in the middle of scrapping with witching. The stench throws him off, and he just can't keep up with the pace anymore, right then. The second the demon starts sweating hard, he suddenly yells out, freaking about something on the other side. On the side, the Queen Mother turns to Ning, kind of confused and wanting to know what's going on. Ning keeps it cool and explains that his Lion King has this wild ability. Basically, when it farts, it messes with the spiritual energy in someone else's body, making everything slow down. He figures it'll probably work on demon energy too. While he's saying all this, the Queen is still watching closely. The demon clenched his jaw, letting out a loud roar. He wasn't here for games, he was ready to take control. He decided it was time for payback for all that trash talk. He grabbed a skeleton head and tried to kick off some wild demon resurrection move. After everything he'd been through, he was literally just a skeleton head now. He keeps trying over and over, but the move just won't work. Frustrated, he shouts, wondering why his demon energy isn't kicking in. Something's definitely off and he needs answers fast. He stares at Ning, clearly annoyed, and just loses it. He can't figure out what Ning did. Did he throw some weird spiritual energy in, or maybe even something toxic? Meanwhile, Ning is just there, casually petting the lion like nothing's wrong. The king just lifts his head and acts all proud, like he just dropped the fart of righteousness. Apparently, it's his secret move for taking down monsters who can't handle the spotlight. Couldn't help himself and just burst out laughing, turning to. He pointed out how wild it was that someone might actually be the first demon in ages to pull something this weird, like eating farts. Definitely not something you see every day. Just nodded, kind of agreeing that yeah, had a point. Out of nowhere, the demon starts coughing up blood. He wipes his mouth, clearly thrown off. Even after living for what feels like forever, he's never run into anyone as bold as Ning. He points straight at him, not hiding his disbelief. Stared the guy down, ready to throw hands for real. He looked like he wasn't backing off until it was settled. Ming just smirked, totally unfazed. He knew the guy couldn't even take on his wife, so stepping up to him was pointless. Ming was basically saying, "You're not on my level," and just kept it moving. The demon didn't waste any time reacting. He rushed straight at Ning, yelling like he was ready to throw hands and take him out right then and there. Get set and powers up with sword. Her blade slices straight through the sky as she charges at the demon. The Queen Mother jumps in to back her up, dropping music and triggering this wild ancient flute sound that cuts through everything. Moving in with, they both go all out, swinging their swords at full power. The demon can't handle the crazy strength coming from their blades. He can't hold back the pain and just lets out a yell. He's fighting to keep it together, barely managing to push through. He kept blocking their hits, mind racing. These two girls were way too tough. When he finally got away, all he could think about was saving his energy. This was not the place to go down. The demon suddenly pulls off some wild move and changes himself into an egg. Ning spots this and without thinking calls out to his wife. Ning told them what to do and right away both the Queen Mother and were on the same page. They didn't even hesitate, they knew exactly where to aim. They just keep going at the demon's egg, hitting it over and over without slowing down. Every time he landed a hit, more cracks started showing on the shell. At last the egg cracks open and the demon's soul comes out. When Ning sees it, he freezes for a second, realizing things just got real. Just couldn't believe it, this dude still wasn't down. No matter what, he just wouldn't quit like some kind of unbreakable cockroach. Even the demon couldn't get rid of him. He clenched his jaw, getting seriously pissed. In his head, there was no way he'd just give up and let someone take him out. He takes a deep breath, filling his cheeks with air, getting ready to blast out those wild demon flames. He loses it and yells at Ning for messing up his plans over and over. Then, without holding back, he sends a wave of wild purple flames straight at him. Witching totally freaks out when she realizes what's happening. Her heart sinks, this guy is actually after her husband. Right then, reality hits her hard. Right then, the Queen Mother pulls out this human tune, switches spots and shows up. She jumps in front of Ning, taking the hit for him. Ning just stands there frozen as she drops to the ground, barely holding on. His arms held her steady. The Queen Mother of the West looked tired, barely nodding when he checked on her. She said she was okay, but you could tell she was drained. Out of nowhere, she starts coughing hard, then spits out blood that looks poisoned, while the demon quietly slips in closer. He watched as the black demon flame took hold, knowing she didn't stand a chance. That fire was deep inside her now, and soon it would spread everywhere, burning her out completely until there was nothing left. Luo Witching stares down the demon, eyes locked and serious. He's not messing around, he wants that antidote. The demon just starts laughing like he's got nothing to worry about. Getting hit with that black demon flame, there's no coming back from that, so the demon's acting like an antidote doesn't even exist. Luo Witching's patience snaps and he's straight up pissed. She barely hesitated, sizing up the demon, then just sliced it right down the middle like it was nothing. He just pulls himself together right away like nothing happened. The demon starts laughing, totally unfazed. Back then, even Emperor couldn't take him down, so he's not worried now. Ning hears all this and it hits him, this fight isn't going to be easy. Just stands there, totally surprised. Out of nowhere, the queen steps in. Ning watches as his mom pulls out this strange storage ring. He's caught off guard, realizing she might actually have a way to help him handle the demon. Ning just shrugged it off and decided they should deal with the guy right away. He looks over at, letting her know she should stay with the Queen Mother. He's got this other dude handled. As soon as the demon hears that, it just loses it and starts roaring. He got called out straight up. Someone wasn't having it, and they made it clear he was being soft and trying to keep things under control. It was obvious nobody wanted him taking the lead. Ning pulls out the Buddha Demon Tower. He's not sure if he can pull this off, but honestly that doesn't stop him. The demon just stares him down, eyes locked right on him. His eyes go wide. Right away he realizes it's the Buddha Demon Tower. Turns out this random kid somehow ended up holding the tower. If he manages to get his hands on it, pretty much nobody in the realm would be able to stand in his way. He charges straight at Ning, not holding back at all. He's calling him a human ant, acting like Ning's got no shot at getting near the demon treasure. He wants Ning to give it up, like there's no way he's letting him keep it. Didn't waste any time, he fired up the Buddha Demon Tower. Red energy blasted out, covering him and the tower in this wild glow. The demon instantly knew things were about to get serious. He starts freaking out. How could the Buddha Demon Tower even know he's a human? Ming's red aura suddenly turns into a creepy, evil version of himself when he spots this twisted form. Sweat starts pouring off the demon. Ning, looking straight up demonic, just starts laughing like he's lost it. The demon tower's power kicked in hard, dropping straight down and pinning the demon. He struggled underneath, letting out a cry as the weight closed in on him. Nothing was out of reach. Right then, the saint pulled up with his crew, yelling out for the Queen Mother of the West. The patriarch watched as the tower kept the demon under control. They're all stunned. That hit was wild. He took down the monster in one shot. Everyone started wondering if this was really the patriarch's move. Ning's skill had everyone second-guessing what they just saw. The dark energy around him disappears, and he snaps back to his usual self. The system let him know he just surprised the demon. Even the Yaoi elders didn't see that coming. Ning totally caught the disciples off guard. As a reward, he got a way to detox. The tower snapped right back into his hand, and he figured this detox method was actually pretty solid. He realized the system came through for him right when he needed it most. Now with the detox feature he and were set, nothing could mess with their bodies anymore. Could tell things weren't looking good for the Queen Mother. He tried using his spiritual power, but those black flames just wouldn't go away completely, and you could see he was stressed about it. He tells them to bring her back to her room, saying he'll handle everything else. The saint gives an update. The others stepped up, telling the patriarch they could handle things from here. They didn't want to bother him anymore. Not long after, the Queen Mother arrived. Ning stood next to her, both watching as she lay there on the bed. Ning's body felt like it was on fire. The demon had warned her she could end up as dust, and that thought kept running through her mind as she looked for answers. Even the 9 Tribulations Emperor couldn't handle that demon flame. Turns out that's not it. Breaks it down. Back in the day, the Queen Mother completely lost her cool, all because of Ning. He thinks back to everything that happened before and just nods to himself, like he finally gets it. He starts to give the system an order, ready to lock in whatever's coming next. He focused on learning how to detox, and just like that, the system let him know he had it down. Ning starts thinking about the options. He knows there are 2 ways to handle this. One's from the outside, the other works from the inside. He looks over at, already planning his next move. He needed frost grass, ice mist flower, and ice radish, basically some super cold stuff. She nodded, totally got it, and headed out right away. After she left, the place felt quieter. Looks over at the Queen Mother. He thinks about how, for as long as anyone can remember, it's basically impossible to pay back a beautiful woman's kindness. He quietly wipes the sweat from her face. Later, he works on making some gold even better. He finished it. He hands her the food, and as soon as she eats it, her body starts reacting. Golden energy lit up around her. At first, she looked like she was hurting bad, but after a bit, she started to settle down. It actually worked. Now he just had to try the outside method. His face started turning red. To use external dispelling, he's supposed to send spiritual energy into her, but her clothes would get in the way. He starts to freak out, not sure what to do since his wife isn't around to help. The system pops up reminding him if he waits too long, the elixir's basically useless. He knows he's just trying to help her out, so there's no point overthinking it. Ning's face gets even redder, not loving the idea of people making jokes about her being his girl. But at the end of the day, saving her is what matters most. He figures he'll worry about apologies later. He lowers his head, getting ready for what comes next. He's hoping the West lets this one slide. He taps into his spirit and gets ready. Energy bursts around her. Her whole body starts shaking. Her clothes rip open and Ning just stands there totally stunned. He got hit so hard, it was like his whole world froze. He starts shaking, his eyes go wide, and his face goes full tomato. He can't help but stare at her with nothing on, barely able to keep it together. Honestly, even the most chill guy would lose his cool right now. Ning accidentally catches a full view of the Queen Mother and has to pull himself together fast. He knows he can't get distracted now, so he steadies his nerves and checks her wrist. As soon as he grabs her hand, he can tell her pulse is racing and her skin is burning up. The heat coming off her is unreal, and he can't help but mutter under his breath about how hot she is, literally. The Queen Mother starts shaking from how intense it feels. Noticing how bad it's getting, Ning steps in, worried about those black flames inside her. Every part of her skin stings like it's on fire. That medicine's not kicking in right away, so the main thing she needs is to cool down fast. He keeps sending his energy into her, starting to sweat. Sweat starts to slide down his skin. He notices the difference and just relaxes, knowing it's actually working. Once the incense stick burned all the way down, time was up. The Queen Mother starts getting better. She's just chilling on the bed now, wrapped up in a sheet. Ning finally lets out a breath, looking super relieved. He muttered to himself, thinking about how demons really don't hold back. It actually took 2 sea souls just to clear out all the poison and swelling. Out of nowhere, his eyes shifted. She lands face first, cheeks still bright red. He just blurts out, totally confused about why her face looks like that. Her face was still burning up. Was the demon fire still messing with her? Her cheeks looked straight up red. A tear started to form at the edge of her eye. Ning, looking a bit concerned, reached out and touched her forehead to check on her. There was no fever or anything. He figured maybe she just wasn't fully back to normal yet. He paused, thinking about what to do next. He gets up quietly, trying not to bother her. Time to go find his wife. But out of nowhere, something happens. The Queen Mother reaches out and takes his hand. Ning glances back at her. He spins around, caught off guard. She's already up. Ning heard the Queen Mother as he woke up, her voice calm and gentle. He turned to face her, noticing how tired but relieved she looked. She told him things got really risky earlier and she had to do whatever it took to keep him safe, hoping he wouldn't be mad about it. Ning thought it was actually the opposite. He felt grateful, not upset, and couldn't imagine blaming her for what she did. Ning just freezes. He can't believe she's already up. She starts breaking it down for him. Even with his head spinning from the demon fire, he never blacked out completely. He could still sense his body right up until she He's about to finish up when Ning suddenly gets all flustered and stands up in a rush. Clearing his throat, he decides to step out and give some space, hoping it'll help with a quicker recovery. As he heads out, he keeps things. As he turned to leave, the Queen Mother just sat up out of nowhere. Ning saw it and immediately rushed over. He was still wiped out and couldn't even sit up. The guy was right there, way too close for comfort. She turns bright red, yanking the sheet up to hide her chest. Ning just stops in his tracks, totally locked up. Then something totally unexpected happens. The Queen Mother leaned close and kissed him. As she did, the sheet slid off. She's got nothing on and just goes for it, kissing him like she means it. Both of them start blushing hard, faces looking like they just got caught. A few seconds later, the Queen steps in. Ling sat there, shirt off, hands gripping his head. He was freaking out, thinking he messed up big time. His mom just laid back down while he realized he'd lost control for a second and now things were seriously not looking good. Dude was done for. Ning's mind starts running wild, picturing himself trying to explain things to Luo. He's thinking about telling her, look, you'll be the older one, she'll be the younger, and your husband's kind of a legend, so having 3, 5, even 7 wives isn't out of pocket. He tries to hype it up, telling her to see the good side. But in his head, Luo totally loses it and basically yells at him, asking if he's got a death wish. Ning snaps out of it quick, shaking his head like crazy. He instantly shuts that idea down, thinking it's way too risky. Then his mind drifts to trying again, but this time he thinks about his wife. He messed up just like every other guy out there. He hoped she'd let it slide. But then in his head just snapped, she pulled out a knife and came at him. He held onto his banana, trying not to act tough around anyone. Ning was close by, keeping an eye on what was going down. He started crying, totally lost on what to do next. Right then, everything just froze for him. The door creaked open and Luo slipped in quietly. He looked around, calm as ever. Ning heard him and instantly jumped up, caught totally off guard. Her eyes land on the Queen Mother, who's not wearing anything. She can't look away from her face. Everything goes pitch black. Ning freezes up, totally scared. Just dropped to his knees, feeling totally defeated. In his mind, he wanted to apologize to his wife, but the truth about her was messing with him. Ning let out a quiet sigh. He knew his husband was probably overthinking things, but in their world, having more than one partner was totally normal. Ning just went with it. He tries to get a word out, but she jumps in fast and shuts him down. Ning felt sweat running down his back. He knew better than to mess around, especially with her looking serious now. When her voice finally chilled out, he could tell she was done playing. She hangs back in the corner, not making a sound. He comes up behind her and pulls her into a hug, leaning in close. He knows she's got her pride and that she's letting it slide just for him this time. He quietly promises he won't mess up like this again. She can't help it, her face goes red. She gives a quiet answer, barely looking up. The scene shifts. Shift Righteous Alliance HQ inside the base. Things were pretty normal. Guys were just chilling, some busy with their own stuff, and the atmosphere was pretty calm. Everyone seemed focused, like they were ready for whatever was coming next. At Alliance Hall, the Righteous Alliance leader kept his eyes locked on the Void God Emperor. He just found out was gone, which threw him off. He wanted to know what happened to Yao Yao too. The Void God Emperor didn't waste time. He let him know that according to their spies, Yao Yao had been through some serious internal damage and took a huge hit. The leader just stood there, processing all this new info. He just stood there frozen for a second, trying to process what happened. The Queen Mother of the West was on another level. She took down and that demon without breaking a sweat. The Void God Emperor wasn't having it though. He kept his cool, but inside he blamed everything on that twisted couple from the demonic sect. Whatever move they pulled, it wiped out, and now the Void God Emperor was already thinking about payback. The leader looked over, his face all business. He had just 30 days to go before everything would change for him. That's the day the Heavenly Demon sect gets wiped out. Scene shift. The next morning, everything started up again at Holy Land. The Queen Mother chills on her bed, looking relaxed. Luo just sits in front of her, not saying a word. Off to the side, Ning looks kind of uncomfortable and clears his throat, not really sure where to look. The two just stood there, not saying a word. The silence dragged on and it started to get awkward fast. He wondered if it was the right time to just start singing. Started singing, bringing out that whole family vibe. The two women jumped in right away, all synced up like they'd done this 100 times. Gave him a look, signaling to keep it down. She made it clear this wasn't something for everyone to hear and told him to chill. The Queen Mother suddenly loses her cool. Ning just smiles, almost impressed at how well the two of them are vibing. Both women turn red, kind of embarrassed. He turns to Luo with a question. Looks over at his wife, waiting for her reaction. She just lets out a sigh and turns her back on him, not in the mood to agree or argue. The Queen Mother pulled her hand away from Ning and snapped her fingers, acting like she didn't care about whatever crush he thought he had. Ning pulls her over so she's sitting on his lap, acting all serious like he's in charge. In his head, he's kind of laughing at himself, thinking it's about time he showed who's boss around here. Meanwhile, the Queen Mother just pretends to play along. He froze. His second wife was actually his wife's sister. Luo just shrugged, totally chill about it. If his sister was happy, he was all in, no questions asked. Ning just stood there, completely lost for words. He just realized these two got way closer than he thought. All of a sudden it clicked, hold up, they've been talking behind the scenes. Through the voice link, the Queen Mother laughs to herself, looking like she's up to something, then moves over and gets on top of him. She chimes in. They realized Ming hadn't been straight with them, so they teamed up to keep him in check. Ming just dropped to the ground. He flopped onto the bed, flashing a confident grin at both of them. He was ready to take on whatever came next, not backing down, totally locked in on showing everyone what he could handle. His mom shot him a quick look and gave a nod. The Queen Mother stayed on top of him, speaking in a quiet voice. She told the patriarchy probably wouldn't get that chance. Ning just blinked, confused, wondering why and thinking about what Luo would do. Qing breaks it down. Yaya Holy Land just took a big hit. The Queen Mother's shutting down Yaya Lake. Nobody's getting in or out now. She just lets out a sigh, clearly stressed. They might not see him around for a while. Ning wanted to know when Luo was heading out. Luo let him know he'd be leaving tomorrow. While everything was shut down, he planned to figure out who tried to set the real Yao Yao demon loose. If only he knew who was behind it. Ming stands his ground. He's not letting anyone walk away that easily. The Queen Mother keeps her voice low. She thanks them both, calling out Luo's name. They got ready to dip. Ning headed out with them, but right as he was about to leave, the Queen did something. Stopped when his mom called out. The head of the family told him to hold up, so he decided to hang back instead of heading out with his husband. The Queen Mother just stands there, not saying a word. Ning notices and quietly checks in on her, wondering if something's up. Out of nowhere, she reacts. He runs up and just hugs him, holding on tight like he hasn't seen him in forever. Ning hugged her for a moment, knowing this might be the last time they'd see each other for a while. He held her close, wanting her to stay safe and not overthink everything. She stood there quietly hoping he'd come back. The scene switched. The heavenly demon sect was tense. Ning and Luo came back and the whole squad of disciples pretty much sprinted to them. Everyone was stressed out because the Empress and Patriarch had finally returned. They needed help bad. The so-called righteous groups kept launching attacks, but only on their sect. A bunch of disciples had already gotten hurt and things were looking rough. Luo glanced over at Ning, letting him know he was gonna take care of the sect business first. Ning just nodded, cool with it. Deep down, he figured he wasn't exactly the best friend material anyway. His wife was caught up with her own stuff, so he figured he might as well take care of his business too. He headed over to the Buddha Demon Tower. He sits down and starts meditating. The demon spirit can't break out, but it's not gone either. The tower just stays silent no matter what he tries. He keeps thinking about how to finally finish it for good. The system finally broke it down for Ning. The Buddha Demon Tower actually has its own spirit, but since nobody's been in charge for ages, the thing's basically powerless and can't even answer back. If someone manages to become its master, the spirit will start depending on that person to get stronger again. Ning wanted to know what it takes to actually become the tower's master. Everything went quiet. Ning frowned, thinking the system was basically useless. Deciding he'd just handle things himself, he stepped onto the first floor. He stands at the top of the tower, staring down the demon. It looks like this is just another day for him. The demon just stared at him, totally caught off guard. He wondered how this random person even got inside the tower, trying to figure out who they actually were. Ning steps up, a small grin on his face. Nobody really knows what he's thinking. He's just the low-key leader of the heavenly demon sect. The demon looks at him, smirking. Ming sized him up, not even a little bit threatened. The dude was just some rookie, nowhere near his level. Ming started pulling in some serious golden energy, already getting ready for whatever was about to go down. He gathers the energy in his hand, wondering what would happen. Then he just launches it. The demon's eyes go wide. When that golden blast comes flying at it, it totally freaks out.
Lately, I've had a strong addiction to watching manhwa and manga recap videos. Every single day, I find myself binging one after another, losing hours and days doing absolutely nothing productive. And honestly, it's getting out of hand. So, maybe we can make these viral videos too. I mean, look at the views, the growth, the community these creators are building. It looks simple, right? But that's a trap. You go down this endless rabbit hole, spending money, losing sleep, hiring editors and writers from Fiverr and Upwork, and still feel like you've been robbed. Because don't forget how emotional the YouTube algorithm can be with making videos go viral. It's unpredictable, especially when the market's saturated, competition's relentless, and somehow other creators are dropping 10-hour videos daily while you're stuck trying to finish one. That's when I realized something had to change. So, I built the solution, the Web2 Narrative Suite, a complete one-click system that handles everything from cropping, script narration, text-to-speech, image processing, and full video generation in one smooth process. Save money, reduce hours of work, and have a tool that only gives you straight results. Click on the link down below and experience it for yourself. And if you want even more tools to supercharge your YouTube recap journey, visit my Ko-Fi and Patreon pages where I drop weekly new tools designed to keep you ahead as AI continues to steal our jobs. So tap in now before you get left behind.